until the back door's invoked. Silicon flaws in the CPU's core, but hey.
Welcome everyone. Working on Asahi Linux T2 support is as thrilling, climatic and cinematic as watching paint dry. The good news is when you copy the latest T2 release on a nice on a USB drive, it actually magically appears in the grub-based U-boot payload thing of Asahi Linux install. The bad news is it doesn't fully boot then. I mean, the good news is at least with frame buffer, yay, with a readable font because it's T2 Linux, but then it doesn't really, even keyboard doesn't work. Super annoying, yeah. That is, I'm so not a fan of this proprietary stuff, man. Things. By the way, did I build as also people Asahi, and then nobody's watching it. The thing is, due to the nature of this stuff, are we even live? I can't even. Oh yeah, QT. Actually, the one thing I would want to test build. Okay, let's kind of not waste our time with this stuff here. Basically everything is a waste of time. And welcome, hello. Where is even the user who wanted Asahi Linux? Let's verbose build to Linux. 23.1 thing. All right, I had the patches deleted to even build it. That here. What do we have here now? Maybe even in the name of science. Reverse merge, where did I have that? Did I reverse merge that or? Actually, probably not. I probably did SVN up this here. Yeah, it's not the most fun. 714. Why is this? They probably had another revision here. Live stream, have new content every day. FBNC Plus still can't watch it all. Yeah, if I would do the same stuff every day, I mean, my live streams are already boring enough, right? If I would do the same things, also people wish the other things were mostly done, and people's like move on with we want Asahi Linux. So also for some, yeah, the thing is I can't even interact with it. Which patch does now fail? Or did I? This SVN up is live. It's of course not the way to do it here. What was it even? Doc channel or stuff? What was the name of this thing? Doc channel. Wait, no, not this. This is what we want to build with. Trackpad, of course. Yeah, the thing is, given you don't see that the most, it's not even the nicest to test here live. We need to check if we build with keyboard. I would hope their stuff works with 4K pages. I don't know, where is it? Apple MMU maybe doesn't have 4K pages or whatever. But the open source reality is I need to do here stuff like to gain more users. I mean, do I need, but like, yeah, this is the double-edged sword, right, of having to do stuff here. That I really don't like to do. Like maintaining embedded ARM and RISC-V stuff is already annoying enough, but this Apple Asahi curseness is next level. No take, bonjour. Lib macros, and it's actually menu config. I wonder if this DRM Asahi builds. No, wait, what? DRM Asahi. Things don't tell me that depends on. Oh, wait, what? Compile test, generic atomics, MMU. Oh, page size 16K. Yeah. The problem is something doesn't want to. Yeah, so do we want to have Asahi as a graphic? I mean, we could. I mean, yeah, everything is so cursed and incompatible, and why? Why does everything suck? 4K. $16K pages, right? Maybe we check because my keyboard also like, you can't make this. I mean, yeah, it's Apple cursed snowflake keyboard, but I mean, can't even debug anything because keyboard doesn't work. I think that was working 2 years ago. Where would that be? I mean, basically we have the patch here, so did I even, okay, I don't need to resize this. Up next, Asahi keyboard. Here's the keyboard. Aliases, things, DTSs of Apple keyboard layout ID thing. What keyboard is that? Apple keyboard. Keyboard. Oh man. Here is an Apple keyboard. Claude, make it boot and make no mistakes. Dock channel HID, a holy dock channel. Apple dock channel HID transport driver, or nothing else to do, huh? Okay, what's this? So I guess we need to include this in the init ready, otherwise. I mean, the problem is, where should it end, right? In some years we will have 10,000 drivers just in the init ready to have some random things work. SPI things of HID things of keyboard trackpad management dev for now. Apple SPI keyboard and touchpad. Oh, holy damn it. Is that not amazing? The problem is this is better as what was the state of different page sizes there was? What are you working on? Currently making T2 Linux boot on Apple Silicon things. An Apple Silicon Asahi Linux. Here's Apple doc channel, HID doc channel. What do you mean wipe only? It's amazing indeed. We're not here to know, we're here to wipe only. For wipe only. I mean, if you prefer the wipes here. Okay, I guess HID over doc channel layers for Apple Silicon. Damn, you can't make this up, man. Do we need more than? Okay, HID doc channel, huh? What is the driver of that thing? Maybe they had this differently implemented initially. That it worked 2 years ago. Maybe that's it. Maybe they hacked that differently for doc channel HID, man. It was doc channel, the doc channel. Both analyze HID things. Here's already HID. Wait, was it doc channel HID? It was like this, right? The thing is, we need to hardcode this. There is basically no better way to know what. Wait, what? There's basically no way to know what we could possibly need for boot. Doc channel HID. I mean, it's funny that all the other things are like, why is this shit thing not named HID doc channel? Why is just this thing named doc like HID doc channel? Like, why? All the other things, HID doc channel and HID dash something, and that's saying no. Just fuck the system. I don't even remember if I last time built I mean, sometimes I built a 16K page kernel. Where are the Asahi supporters, by the way? You wanted this content. Things. Welcome, everyone. I'm not even booting, test booting. This is annoying. So the good news is the T2 kernel boots. The good news is also if you have Asahi installed, the grub picks up the T2 ISO The good news is it even boots. The bad news is it doesn't mount my root file system, and keyboard doesn't work, and maybe more doesn't work, but that's a major thing that doesn't work. Trap says people probably like the idea more than they want to see the sausage made or even use it. I mean, maybe they might want to use it, but yeah, the thing is like even telling Claude to fix some stuff is more interesting than that here. The next thing is that it's even more boring. Oof. Okay, you know what? I should if I rsync this for performance, which I shouldn't re-download 3.5 or 3+ gigabyte. Let me hide that because I don't want to expose even more stuff. Because it's rsync, rvtp. Do I have a normal user account on the server? I don't remember. This is age things of T2 download. Okay, it's maybe root. Oh, you all serve org T2 SDE IMDL binary 2020 26. I mean, yeah, we should just Claude fixes things. Do I have my DD here somewhere? Oh, you know what? I did this as root. Oh yeah, here. Did this here. I just downloaded that here, but I downloaded it from Firefox and not. I mean, yes, it download costs me nothing, but it should be faster if we just change a little bit, right? Let's see, let's pre-test this while this paint dries. Actually, we should actually test, not to waste all the build time. We should. We should test. Come on, delete faster. Delete. We should test that this 16K pages. Okay, that has effect. What's this? Asahi DRM Asahi. Wait, why is Asahi not? Would be nice to finally have 3D graphics now that we have all the Rust infrastructure. Why is this still debuggable? Okay, what's going on here? We still don't have this IOMEM, Rust, DRM. Like, look, for this shit we added Rust, Apple. What the heck is not generic atomic MMU, IOMMU? Oh, why is this not on? Not generic. Why is this not on? Arch Apple, ARM64. DRM. What is that here? DRM or I don't understand. Has IOMMU equals M tree state Rust DRM equals M. Maybe DRM. What? Why does this look so garbage? DRM. Like what does it mean? M or yes? I don't get it, but it doesn't select 2026. Your fancy thing doesn't. Oops. Hello? Oh, what? Or maybe I touched the mouse too much. Oh wait, it's. Huh? No, I don't know what happened here. It's probably mouse wheel. I probably touched my touchpad too much. 2026, you touched your touchpad too much. Also, the name here sucks. I would say this should be DRM ASX or Apple or stuff. If we do yes, then it is new. Maybe it really needs to be yes, because since we yesed it, it does work. Bizarre. That's bizarre. What was it even? I mean, maybe that is why it looked so strange, but it needs to be yes, but now it can be module. Do I need to understand this? Is this like superior Linux config stuff? Driver, GPU, DRM, sorry, stuff of what's going on here. Select depends on DRM yes. Why does it depend on DRM yes? That's bizarre. What could be the reason? Yeah, I'm not sure. Why do you want to get a MacBook with M or M2? Because somehow they're not that great. This here, I mean, we could do that. It's for in the name of science. It's just not what I really want to do. Some music production. Are you really sure you want to use a Mac for that? I mean, there is open source. I mean, hey, I produced 2 CDs like in year 2000 as well. There is Arduino, right? Or other things. Do we have a dedicated Apple thing, or we have? It's better delete this, because otherwise we get some things, we have some old modules, potentially. That we build on now for in the name of science. Penguin operator. So you all okay? We were typing here. Are things binary incoming things, or this was a typo. Things total size is 0, changing in incoming failed. Yeah. If I would remember. Kernel people improve menu thing. I mean, they improve it for 20 years. I mean, yeah, it's I mean, it's usable, it's certainly not perfect, but I mean, normal people also shouldn't really touch it the most, right? I still have this ST2, that's what I thought. Let's try this again. T2 project. Receiving a current of, oh, that failed quickly. Oh, cool. Look, this Rust stuff doesn't rust. The one thing we need Rust for doesn't work. Each time, like I could not once build this crap, but hey, use Rust, it's amazing. Why does this crap not build? Here looks the future of kernel shit, not like Claude fix shit to build. Oops. Abort due to previous error. Missing field last clause in initializer. Oh, maybe that is missing last clause. Legacy fields nightly run. Maybe that is our DRM restore. You cannot mix this shit up potentially, maybe. Oh, holy shit. Maybe we need to Rust binding of initialize last clause. Oh, damn it. Maybe we need to Rustify our DRI legacy things. You all. Didn't even run. Wait, what? While this is running, while it is rusting, yeah. Okay, if we're lucky, the keyboard works, and if we're lucky, the 16K pages fixes something. The only question is, I don't remember what better, but maybe my better FS is 16K pages. But do they not have emulation? I thought they have emulation of larger. Strange. Of course, Claude, but I can't. Like most of the things here are not Claude LLVM able. It literally, like Claude is often pretty slow, right? A lot of those, like all of those things, I'm like 10 to 100 times faster. Also, people got annoyed and pissed by Claude content. Have you seen the negative comments on my stuff of what a disgrace, I became a wipe coder, I'm so much better than that and stuff? I mean, we could theoretically fix this. I mean, there's one thing I wanted to do Claude to do, which is make Firefox build for x32, but the problem is some other x32 things currently don't build, so that's more fixes to make x32 things build. Thunderbird, there is a new Thunderbird. Plumbers hate Sparkies. What's negative comments here? Below some YouTube videos. Some even unsubscribed. I mean, to be fair, I think my AI content brought more views and more subscribers, but quite some unsubscribed, right? Which is, I mean, fine if you don't like it, unsubscribe. I don't see the problem in using AI to be faster. I mean, there are quite some problems with AI, some ethical and long-term and things and stuff, but there is also not really the biggest problem of, like, I still speak about those problems. Yeah, this probably needs some rebasing things here. I'm just being pragmatic of also, like, I as an influencer need to learn what can it do, what it not do. Did we OBS Studio? Did we? Somehow some of the depths sound like yesterday. Patches, no, I'm tired. I'm tired and disappointed, and Foxtrot can apply it on Autotech. I'm not in patch applying mode. I need I'm increasingly disappointed by society and things, state of the world and stuff. I have a low energy day, man. Yes, no hurry. Foxtrot, welcome. Can this also build patches faster? Wait, what? Alright, so the one thing we can't use is S390. S390 tools. Things. If AI girlfriends are a thing, how about AI society? Yeah, do. I mean, yeah, let's not negatively let's not bring the doom scrolling here of how doomed we are between the climate and things. Watch less news. This stuff is only good at making you more stressed. Well, if my neighbor's family is daily bombed in Ukraine, there's only so much of not reading the news when the war is 1,800 or so kilometers away, and your neighbors are being bombed. But yes, also, like, if so much news of, yeah, right. Why is this so strange? Right, I need to resize this redrawing. Yes, it's a serial console. That's why this is so strange. So that thing here, that surely will build, right? What's Asahi doing? Yeah, the thing is, I'm not in my digital basement. Is on withdrawal of Claude. Why do you say that? I just, like, Claude is not happy. What happened to your AMD things? What happened to your AMD things, motherboard? Well, we are building on it. I did not swap the boards yet. What precisely do you mean? I'm building on 9950X3D. I'm building on this X670E. The new, I have the old. I didn't even have time to move things around. Also, like, what will happen with this 795 and X70E mainboard is they will become a new automated T2 test builder, right? They will become infrastructure. Or what else would you want to have it happen? Do you want to buy it? This will be my secondary lesser performance auto test rig, because theoretically we also have, so we have IOMMU to fix, we have performance to analyze, we have stuff to do, right? So why do you ask twice? I just answered this. What happened to your AMD stuff? It's one thing I don't like the most. The one thing I like least is double comments. I just didn't even build yet. Oh, come on, build. We need infrastructure. So If I can see the fix myself, I would use a clanker, at least point me to the right direction. Yeah, the thing is, of course, that clankers destroy the environment and jobs in society and stuff. It's certainly, and the problem is also that the technology is not amazing. The technology only achieves to somewhat auto-clank because of the sheer throwing so much compute and energy and stuff, and we're not paying the real costs. The problem is, if I said this before, if I would need to pay the real costs and not the subsidized 2,200 euro, I would, like, if for $3,000 or $5,000, I wouldn't use it. I can't use it as your primary config. What do you mean with that? You mean instead of what's a Steam Deck, or not really sure what you mean now? I can't use it primary. You mean as a stream server, or you need to be more specific? Oh, why does this build so long? Can you update templates? I could, but I will not. AI bullshit anymore. Goat is back. Look here, there is a clanking. Because I don't have more space. First of all, I want this energy efficient. I don't need this usually. I don't. The only problem I have as a Steam Deck is sometimes the one USB-C port being overloaded and stuff. But also the Steam Deck consumes less energy and stuff, especially when I'm not live streaming. The point is, I don't need this as a workstation. What I need is server infrastructure is what I need. Also, my live streaming power consumption would go up then, and my office would heat even more. Daily rig things, Road Warrior 2, and I'm more than happy with T2. Happy to hear that. I don't even have a spare case, a desktop case. I also don't. Yeah, I mean, unless I built that. But yeah, I also like I don't want and need and things and stuff. So what did build here? Okay, Thunderbird is files to patch and stuff. Bind Rio, which things mine. Did I cache that? Yeah, you need to fully automate that. Here, that build. There's fully. Here, I guess only one way to find out, right? Maybe we should double check that before I arsing this around the world. Maybe we should ARM64 double check that we included the Apple keyboard stuff in there. What was it? Dock channel? Dock channel needs firmware. What the fuck? That needs firmware? No freaking way. You bloody kidding me? Oh, I could cry. What do you mean it needs firmware? What bloody firmware? Oh no. That's why it's best to double check things. Can't make this shit up, man. What bloody firmware does it need? Oh shit, where is it even? Oof, you know what? I guess we better. Apple TPM TF firmware. You need Apple firmware for your human interface. Like, Why? Why? Firmware to access your bloody human interface device stuff. It's like what? What and why? And man, I don't. AI, the Steam Link. I mean, you would also think the bloody firmware would bring this shit up. Like, why is it not like... Damn it. It's basically kind of pointless to reboot unless... I mean, this is literally kind of made it worse. Preloading that, like, you cannot mix this shit up, man. Yeah, supporting this is exactly why I knew Apple Silicon will be shit like 4 years ago. I'm not impressed. It's such a clusterfuck of a support shit. It's like I'm getting, I don't know why people buy this stuff. Yes, I have one. Technically, I have two in the company. It should be forbidden. There should be European laws against building wannabe computers that curse. That should be disallowed by law. This is not general purpose computing anymore. That is binary blob render login binary blob vendor plant obsolescence. Here OS or obsolescence. Obsolescence OS. What do we do with it now? The problem is I can currently not, the Wi-Fi did not even, I entered the Wi-Fi credentials in the 2-year-old Fedora Asahi thing, and Wi-Fi doesn't work stable. It kinda connects, but then it also doesn't really work. That must be this amazing Apple Silicon Asahi experience. And I'm not in my digital basement for Ethernet, man. What the heck is that even? The thing is, if I reboot now, and most likely it doesn't work, I will not have keyboard. That is... Can also like Google search so bad I can straight ask ChatGPT, which is not much better. Give me summary. On Apple things, Apple specific hardware, mailbox FIFO transport things. It's not USB, SP or stuff, rather it's a lightweight message passing channel implementation approach or used internal debugging virtual, then repurposed it for peripherals on newer Mac. Dock channel, FIFO things of things, keyboard stuff, force, touch, BCM, interface, MTM coprocessor, IT, dock channel, Linux, macOS. I like how it put Linux before macOS. Multi-touch processing firmware execution move into a dedicated Apple coprocessor called MTP which communicates with the host exclusively through dock channel instead of SPI. It's of course sucks that due to reset or whatnot, like this stuff should be from firmware so up that it works and not like build a subsystem for Arch Linux that runs T2. I do nothing. Why should I touch Arch Linux? Why do you propose always the silly things? I'm not touching Arch Linux with a 10-foot pole. Okay, Okay, the problem is I added this to the init ID where it will work even less now. I guess no. I mean, wait, we didn't add it to the init ID. Wait, it's actually not a problem because our init ID protection, our built-in safety things didn't even add it. Oh, wait. Okay, we didn't even add it, so YOLO. Let's see how far we get. We only get further if so. Oh, shit, man. What was the prefix? Do we still have that here? The mod info. What was it? Drivers. What was the prefix of this app? Okay, Apple. Okay, let's copy the Apple firmware, or maybe stuff like this is why the Wi-Fi didn't work for me. Maybe of some Apple firmware for Wi-Fi to work. Came here from YouTube, my first time. That's amazing. Welcome. You prefer Archbase? Like you're one comment away from being banned here from this channel because I prefer T2 base. You guys, you really want to trigger. You want to, like, you know what? These days, my bullshit barometer, my bullshit-o-meter is relatively low tuned. So, what did I run? I think I did run build ISO, didn't I? What did we? I think we did run target. Yeah. Okay, we did run ISO. Of course T2 is the best. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that, but of course it is. So, translator thing. So we are using that might take shortly. Okay, we can plug that in. Yeah, the problem is to use Ethernet. So using Ethernet would make it easier. The problem is I don't have Ethernet in the room. I would need to disassemble the fiber optic installation here. I would need to move the fiber to the home, like this country here, so advanced. They have bloody fiber optics to the other room, and that fiber optic router has Ethernet, but that's a wall away. So I'm kind of annoyed and considering to disassemble the fiber optic things and move that thing here over to this room. So I mean, yeah, technically I could run, actually wait a second, I have actually Ethernet. Actually I could crimp. I took my Ethernet. Actually I think I have my RJ45 crimp tool here. Potentially, actually I could. Do I have, wait a second, I could live here on this channel crimping Ethernet cable things. Actually is a less obtrusive thing. I could run Ethernet to the other room, which would be the thinner thing, except T2 and Arch. Like, why would you mix T2 and Arch? things. So, thinking bypassing modem, put SF directly into your switch. Sometimes they are whitelisted, right? Low listed, I heard. Having TRH and also GUI interface things. So how much speed up was it here? 16 times speed up. Okay, so here's my. Okay, what do we have here? Coming with fire. So wait here. Wait, where do we have what here? Here probably. The problem is this: I cannot speed up really. That's currently the best method I could get this on my Apple Silicon. 100 megabyte a second speed up. What? 16.12. That adds up. Let's hope I don't one day clobber my installed system. Okay, so while we wait for that, I mean, I'm not really sure why just this has a release. I ignored this for some days, but maybe there's a reason. Maybe they fixed some severe security vulnerability thing. Okay, I guess where is my here? Okay, we got a visitor. Aber Lego bauen, oder? Du kannst im City, ich arbeite hier noch live, ne?
Liebe dich ganz doll.
Richtig auch schön. Gehst du runter oder bleibst du oben?
Ich weiß nicht, was Mama sagt.
Am besten wäre es, wenn du mich ein bisschen arbeiten lässt. Und ich fahre nachher mit dir raus. Mikrofon. Can you wait downstairs for me? Okay. Maybe I can come down in 10 minutes and make a coffee, okay? So, porting, it's not porting. Wait, porting Asahi Linux to what? Asahi Linux is about Apple Silicon. Relatable title, yes, exactly. So, wait, what did we demask here? So we copied that here, so we just pulled it out there, I think. Oh, that was the wrong cable. Yeah, at this rate, I soon pull you out the wrong cable. Kid, yes, for Kid playing SimCity, you can rewind to yesterday's live stream. This is just, so I need somehow, do I have here any, this display is so dirty, man. I hate that Apple is thinning their things. By the way, that needs T2 sticker. Actually, we don't have that many days for sticker production. I kinda need to urgently do stickers, man. Okay, there's a legend here. Shall I subscribe? Probably soon. Kid playing things channel. Yeah, I was urgently need to do stickers so people can glue T2 Linux, by the way. So yes, this takes super long because I think it waits because I some months ago I installed macOS for testing on an external Thunderbolt enclosure, and now the boot always hangs. Yeah, macOS probably default boot external Thunderbolt enclosure. Now it always waits here half a minute or whatever. Of like, I kid you not, it's like this is Apple quality, right? Do you even see that maybe here of it's like dirty shit or yeah. So it waits here a minute or whatever, and then it's like yeah, couldn't boot. Here's what you can boot. It's like yeah. Also a minute for. I mean, theoretically macOS did the right thing. It's just like super annoying. Let's see what happens. So minimal Linux. I mean, obviously, if we get this to eventually work, and there's the thing. Yeah, I need. The boot process is such a clusterfuck. I hate this, man. I so hate this. It's ridiculous. Like all the Apple stuff and the U-boot stuff and actually mini U-boot. So the cool thing is like if you this is just our T2 thing, right? Oh yes, you don't see it the most. So if you take our ISO, which doesn't fully work, but okay, you get this here. Also like for some reason we don't have a cursor here, which is a little bit so root. Like yes, you don't see this, but I want to get stuff done. NVMe 0 and 1, and yes, it's super error prone. I think it was 9, wasn't it? Read write. I hope it was 9. Also set. Where's set root? Yeah, by the way, there is some issues that every second some keystrokes do not register. HD0 GPT. So that's apparently. I mean, maybe this bug is fixed because this U-boot stuff is. Oh, wait a second. I cannot. Okay, I shouldn't. Okay, let's see. So Linux. Okay, so then cannot use installed one. RV overlay. Oh no, oh shit. Actually, I wonder if our, like, wait, that is USB. I wonder if our default boot works then from USB actually. Because now I have the problem, I had pre-copied the build at lunchtime. I pre-copied this to my NVMe. But now the kernel modules don't match anymore. Oh, damn it. Okay, then I could check if the T2 default boot then boots. The problem is, okay, that doesn't work. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's watching paint dry, right? Like, yeah, error, shit doesn't work. The problem is without keyboard, like diagnosing this without keyboard and stuff, can't even scroll up, man. Like we have console scroll back, but we can't scroll back now. Also, the issue is, of course, I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, issue after issue, right? There is nothing that's not a bloody issue. Like, it's. I mean, the Asahi Linux people probably only like to work on this because it's the same people that worked on P3 and they probably like a challenge. They probably just like to hack shit all day long. To change T2 kernel to Asahi kernel. What do you mean with this? Asahi kernel is just some patches for Apple Silicon. We do not change the kernel to Asahi kernel. We just pull in their work on Apple support things. It's not us. It's Asahi kernel. It's not some other thing. It's 99% Linux kernel with with less than 1% Apple Silicon changes. So I guess what I do. I mean, the question is, does kexec work? The question is also, where does the device tree come from? Does the U-boot supply, but then it's a 2-year-old device tree. Maybe we should in our, I mean, the question is, does ChatGPT even know that shit? Because it has Mini and then it has U-boot. Like, this is all the stuff that we need to implement when it should work on not only my but other things. The standard Asahi boot stack, mini stage 2 component loads, things, device tree. I mean, I don't even like none. Apple uses its own boot structure. Chain load stage 1. Chooses the correct DTP patch and passes it to U-boot. If U-boot receives an FTD pointer and passes it through glug, uses the supplied FTD typically without modification, receives finalized and unflattens it. If that's true. But why do we have, like, if the device tree comes from here, why do we have device trees in Linux? Sounds a little bit superfluous to me. Where does DTP, for example, cut mini stings of stuff of things at runtime, mini scans embedded DTPs, identifies the current machine and selects the matching and loads it. And it's DT to U-boot, many files, dynamic information such as chosen. The question with AI is this correct or is it hallucinated? And if that's correct, we get a 2-year-old. Yeah, everything stings here. I hate this. Like, this is literally torture, time-wasting torture. Why does this not build? Okay, it's just some version thing. Maybe just commit. Oh wait, this didn't build, right? Because maybe even use betas. Oh man, this is so cursed. The crazy thing is, when Asahi Linux was new, I had this booting the old stuff without U-boot and grub basically just worked. And this new stuff is so many layers of complexity. Why do people, like open source people, really like to shoot themselves into the foot again and again, right? I mean, yes, it's more iffy standard boot infrastructure, but like they make the boot time slower by loading U-boot, by loading grub. And what a waste of time, man. So where do we actually do I have that here? What happened here now? Okay, we need minimal Linux. Oh, here we have. Can I use this paper hold? Polish my display a bit. Probably don't have isopropyl alcohol here. Yeah, what Apple, like what I wanted to say a while ago is, I hated this for like 15 years at Apple. They make their shit so thin that that literally the keyboard, for 15 years, the keyboard, when you close the Mac, touches the display. And this is how your grease from your fingers on the key caps always touches the display. So after some week you always have key cap signs here, like in the form of, like, probably everyone has this issue, right? That's what nobody tells you about boots forever. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is so fast. I mean, it doesn't boot forever, I guess. It's not minutes long, but I mean, why make it simple if you can make it complex, right? Like, deal with here much. There is so much. I mean, the thing is, I ironically barely use this Mac display. It's mostly standing with display off on my office desk. And I use it barely and the display is full with shit. It's ridiculous. We need soap. So the questions are who says Oleo something. I mean, it rubs away. The thing is, the question is what is better for this display. So like, hey, you watch an influencer cleaning his Mac display. You don't even see it, man. The thing is also, like, this Apple stuff doesn't have USB-A, so I need to always plug in the storage with dongle. And yes, you don't see this. I don't have a good means to present you that, but it is what it is. So what was the possible? So mount media, and mount the other SDA1, mount read only. This is mount. Wait, what? SDA warning, source write, hint, UF is tip has been. It doesn't have L. Okay, that works. Yes, I know you don't see this, but what should I do? So copy MT, root of as here. Yeah, I need to just copy all the data. It is like Arsing would need to read the data anyway, so I like Fedora Silverblue. I know I can not break my system. Like do I like T2 Linux. I know that I can break my system. MNT boot files. All right, the problem is now the overlay shit. Damn it. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much. Override boot files. So what do we have? MNT work overlay. Is it overlay over? Is it still overlay? Mount. Sorry, that's wrong. This is why it didn't complete. Is it overlay? Yeah. Probably could copy that to there, I guess, from Fedora. To have a chance. So, oh man, this is barley unreadable over. Oh, here's overlay. Copy lib mod, wait, lib firmware only, right? Firmware. Firmware Apple. Wait, there is no Apple. Where is it coming from? Because there is no lib Apple. Cool. Enough firmware. All firmware tar G set. Cool, there is an all firmware tar G set. In EFI, boot EFI. Maybe that's where maybe they temporarily overlay that on boot or shit. Oh yeah, here is firmware Bluetooth. There's things. Holy shit. Do they also have Apple? But here is not. Here is not Apple top channel. Where's that coming from? We could go to, where did I want this media? Overlay. Over. What, where did I do that? Huh? Even this is in the wrong folder. Wonderful. Let's just extract that here because I want to shit working tar xbf boot EFI Asahi all firmware tar G set. Oh, that's in firmware. Oh man, that will be like, yeah, that will be. Apple Silicon is the most cursed architecture like bloody ever. I'm so sorry to say that. I mean, maybe the init RD does. How large is that even? EFI boot EFI all firmware is 29 megabyte or shit compressed. No, 29 megabyte. Yeah, due supporting this. I mean, yes, it's kind of overdue. I mean, at least some stuff is kind of working more now, but would it know that? Did it snoop that up somewhere? Is not support. Nobody said device tree. Passed kernels through boot arguments, specifically via pointer into what? Firmware archive from EFI system partition. Mini loads of firmware archive. It patches things. FT with firmware bundle. Are you bloody kidding me? Drivers such as the motivations that most things does not treat as a normal entity. Instead, Apple platform code initializes internal firmware provider from the address. It initializes an internal firmware provider. Is that true? What? What? Like, did it hallucinate that, or is it like remotely true? Holy chipmunks. What did we just firmware? Shit we learn here that I never wanted to know. So root dev nv keyboard didn't work nvme0 n1p9 overlay root fss read write. I mean, I guess should this be enough? Linux stuff things nvm0 n1p9. It probably will not. You know what? You know the reason it will not work is probably a lot of this stuff. Yeah, it doesn't work. This was not a thing when this was not like this when I did it the last time. AI human, why do you write such things? Should we find out here? Code. Actually, this code either is it upstream? Apple SIO parameter, SIO coprocessor, provider. Apple Silicon platform support and Arch Apple early boot parsing specific Firmware handle store CPIO. If referring to current Asahi firmware delivery used by upstream oriented, it has changed. Okay, so you just lied to me. Bootloader loads it as an early init ID. The generic request firmware finds firmware. Somehow the thing lied to me now, to me. First it tells me pointer and tarball and stuff, now it tells me CPIO. What an amazing experience. Vendor firmware pass blobs to the boot install dump out all firmware raw in place of ESP. Platform quirks. There is not a typical AFI, multiple AFI. When you boot OS players to concepts of an ESP that an OS was booted from, USB drive, could be things the system firmware is loaded and provided. We do not ship native platform firmware, Linux firmware, or any other separate firmware. Instead, there are two kinds: system global firmware that is updated by macOS together with macOS updates. This is only ever forward inversion, never backwards, unless you do a def erase and it's intended backward compatible load onto OS pad firmware that installs when Asahi installer sub APFS partition directly by U-boot. There is no backward, whether you extracted vendor firmware that is collected by Asahi and installed and placed in vendor firmware CPU system ESP. That must be new, I didn't see it like this. This is loaded into memory by either your bootloader as an init RAMFS or by init. Instructed into tempfs mounted lib firmware vendor on every boot so kernel can load it. And placed in vendor CPU on your system ESP. This is loaded into memory by either your bootloader or your init RAMFS and extracted. So what would be helpful is of course like serial, like USB debug stuff, which of course I don't have with me. Like to have like some kind of DFU based UART debug things. Extracted vendor firmware by the Asahi installer and placed on the system's ESP. So maybe they changed this the last 2 years because I have a all firmware thing there. But I didn't have Apple dock channel firmware there anyway. Maybe Apple dock channel isn't for newer, but the thing is currently I don't have anything right now, which is pretty meh. I mean, what would make sense is if we use the same mechanism, if we replicate the same mechanism, because on Qualcomm we have a similar issue. So the thing is, implementing in debugs is increasingly error prone now. Because right now I don't boot in any usable state. This is already the case in our reference implementation in Asahi scripts. This is one here, Asahi scripts. What did they do is drcode convd, no xgpu, YOLO, Asahi conv, force drivers, platform, Asahi firmware, for Apple firmware, Asahi firmware, kernel modules, Asahi drcode modules, Asahi firmware, kernel modules, install. What a hard-coded thing, man. Oof. Wow. Install dev modules, Asahi things, Asahi firmware. Adding things, firmware, sysroot lib firmware vendor firmware missing on the root file system. Mount sysroot lib vendor. What is that doing? Vendor firmware. What a cursed stuff, man. Run early hook. Firmware loaded by the bootloader. Vendor if exists vendor firmware. Asahi vendor firmware was loaded by the bootloader. Vendor firmware. This is so more cursed than it once was. Of course, we only care about T2 Linux. Asahi is not a distribution. Asahi is a project that adds Apple Silicon support. Many of you just don't understand the differences. There are multiple distributions that ship with support for Apple Silicon. We're not caring about Asahi things. We care about making T2 boot better. Apple Silicon. What is Asahi firmware update? This is somehow not the most beautiful scripts, you all. The thing is, I don't even know where precisely this stuff comes now. The problem is I have a 2-year-old Asahi Linux minimal thing, which now I don't even know if it's compatible or if they changed it. And given that I do not have, I literally right now have nothing, which is not very convenient. Yeah. If you get a cursed platform, you get cursed infrastructure. Iron even oof manual. Oof. Oh man. The sad thing is, yeah, T2 did work on Apple Silicon. I mean, T2 somewhat works on Apple Silicon. People are constantly voting here for us to support this better. It's man. The thing is, the first enablement is the most difficult. Let me see what Ethernet cables do I have here. Do I have a USB hub here? I don't think. Why is it's also empty? So I did. Does a switch help if I? Yeah, this pisses me off, man. Like, that the fiber optic is not in this room. This is such a design failure. Adapting T2 is not necessarily such a undertaking. Again, I had this working 4 years ago. The only reason why I had this natively booting when this was new, but that was before they added U-boot and grub to the mix. So let's see. Let's see Ethernet cables. Because I brought some. What is that here even? That is some power cable. What's a power cable here in this? What back is that even? Some shoe back or what? Here I have here some crap. Also I have a serial cable here. Why is that in here? Why do people touch my cables? I hate when people touch my cables. Making myself comfortable with a digital basement wherever I go. Right here, that's a precious USB with gender and null modem cable things here. Let's see. That is probably my cable from Mallorca from when we sold our apartments there. But you know what this is? Oh wait, this is cut. This is some. Why is here short? This makes no sense. Why is here short? Installation pipe pull thing. That's unusable. What should I do with this short thing? I don't really want to crimp things here. Now, what is that here? Oh, this is probably bullshit. This is bullshit. Where's my crimp tool? But I also don't like, now I need to crimp a bloody, I was like, who did that here? Is this not Cat 6? I mean, here is Ethernet. How long is that Ethernet? Okay, someone touched that here. Can normal people stop touching my Ethernet cable? So, things, that is VGA. Let's sort cables. Can never have enough cables. So, power, got the power, got the power. Can never have enough power cables for your PS3 on the go. Okay, that here needs crimping. Because right now, are we still online? Because even with a switch, are we still online or did we touch the Wi-Fi too much? Because even with a switch, I'm not sure if my two longest Wi-Fi cables here, how long is that? Oh, damn it. Just because shit is shit, man. How long is that here? This garbage cables. Okay, is it shorter? This will not be long enough for Ethernet, man. Here's also a Lego brick. Why is a Lego brick in my... Yeah, this is... Where is my crimping tool? Although I don't really want it to crimp now. I thought I brought it here. Here is my crimping stuff. Do I want here crimping things? Actually, here's, what is that here? That's not long. Why is this so short? Why do I have here such a short cable? For some reason I have here an iPhone display. Was this defect or not? I don't remember. Here, didn't promise. I've not done this in years. A little bit rusty. Ah, man. Just because Wi-Fi doesn't Wi-Fi. I'm even still live after I touch this piece of shit. Oh, here's a, why is here a Junior? I think Junior was in a screwdriver. Why, what is that here? So, crimping things. Oh man. Because then we could, if we had a Wi-Fi cable, if we had a network cable, we could make ourselves more comfortable. This here is not ideal, man. Also, I don't really want to cut this here. Ah. Yo. Was this even the long installation pull? That's a longer one I had. What is this here too different? Wait, is that here another one? We should make even more of a mess than this cables already. Oh man. I'm not really in the mood to crimp a cable now. Oh, it's dusty here. It's in no way long enough. if we don't on-screen it. Man. Asahi pertinent things. What is that here even? Some kind of wood? Where is it coming from? The problem is the power supply cable is also not matching the longest. Man, there is no power. What is no power? Do you have any cable that's longer than 2 meters? Oh, what if I put shit? What's this other small piece of shit here? Is it even shielded? Some unshielded? No, the chopper. The problem with that is, so even if so what do we have, Fedora? Oh man. Just about reaches here. Just about Bali. Barely. Oh. Do we have USB-C? Okay, at least we have USB-C on that side. Yeah, I mean, partnered with Fedora, I mean, yeah, partnered maybe a little bit. I'm not sure if partnered is a really correct word for that, but I mean, initially they might have even did they use Arch? I think they once switched from Arch to Fedora or something. Because then we could at least secure shell and maybe work slightly more efficient. At least the question is, yeah, using my new overlay, but we don't need to use our overlay thing initially. Also, unfortunately, that kinda means we need to build. Like, if we wanted to really support this, we need the 16K pages for Asahi AGX, Apple AGX GPU, which, yeah. What's up?
Say what you want.
Can you stay if you press go?
Of course you can stay.
But you must eat this before. Or horse ready.
Ist das noch? Wo isst du das denn? Isst du das hier?
Ja.
Wo denn
Das
das?
Lego.
Drüben?
Warte,
Du musst ja
was
auch-
ist das?
Yeah, it's a network cable. I just can you be careful not to. I also don't touch this. Okay, that's internet.
This is okay.
Please don't touch it. Okay.
Why is moved it?
Because I need to plug the internet cable in there.
Why?
Because on this computer Wi-Fi doesn't work yet.
Show me which one,
Please.
please. And which computer?
This one here. This one.
Which one?
It's a fancy Apple one here.
Here, this one.
This one is.
It has no but oh, now I understand why you need a long tape.
Yeah, because they installed Wi-Fi and they installed fiber in the wrong room.
What again?
The internet people installed fiber in the wrong room here.
Which one room?
In the wrong room. It's the wrong room. I need it here. I don't know why they installed it in the living room.
Vielleicht Mama hat gesagt,
Yeah,
da.
yeah, maybe. So
Das war Mamas weiß was.
DH client ENU. Oh wait, this is. Oh, it auto DHCP'd. Oh, the future 179. Amazing. 179. One 79. Let's see. 79. Ah, did they low root? Oh, they do. Okay, hostname not amazing. So my T2 thing is okay. Now you finally see something from this glorious stuff here. Is here by the way any firmware? Or I can also read this shit. And you see this direct firmware load here also fails. So that's Fedora. Another issue is on this 2-year-old Fedora, the Wi-Fi also didn't work reliably. Yeah. So making this work, it's kind of worse than Raspberry Pi, man. And that already wasn't fun. The question is to test. Like everything is annoying. That's such a complex man that I'm.
I found something.
You found something?
Oh, that's Jeep. So I found this Jeep.
It's from the Jeep?
Yeah.
It's from the Lego Jeep, yeah, probably.
I found it in the box?
Yeah, because you disassemble all your Lego.
Huh? Why are you picking up? Why do you have that huge mess, Daddy?
Because I was looking for cables.
And here is what it says.
That is a crimp tool. Stop.
I want to see how it works.
Yes, I show you how it works. This is not for... Not even... It's where is it locked now? Why does it not open? Why is it so dirty? Why is it not unlocked? That's strange. Is it locked somewhere?
Yeah, here's a locker.
No,
I know
it's not
how.
locked there.
Huh?
No, it's... Oh, here it is. I don't know, this is strange. Getting old? Strange.
You're getting old, Daddy. Daddy, it is getting old.
This is for network cables.
You stuck it with this
Yeah, you
the
need
cable.
you need here those RJ. What are these? It's the official Crimpstecker Cat 76A. So for network cable, you have your cat cable, and then you will have here those, and you put the wires in here. Though, how many are there? Even 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we don't do that here now. With those things, and then this tool is crimping it together here.
Like this, Daddy.
That's a bit sticky.
It is sticky. Let me touch
Just
something.
careful.
Huh? Yeah, I know why I just have you talking. It has metal. Metal.
Doesn't work. It doesn't work the best anymore. I don't know why.
We need something.
Maybe here this is. I'm not really sure.
This is so easy. Yeah. When you have finished thine vacuum, we can look for a broken little dump lock. Weiter, aber used an SPD dump lock.
Careful with the fiber optic wire router there, okay? Can it mount that? It could. How much space do I have free on? Yeah, then let's unroot FS overlaid here. Copy everything here. Maybe I should do have power. Where's my needles? Maybe I should charge it a little bit so it turns off randomly. Any progress? No, it's cumbersome, annoying things. Accursed, not pleasant to work with. It's like if it's proprietary. The only reason it's at least somewhat working is because the best of the industry worked on it. Otherwise it would be even more of a cluster F. Here that even works, so that would be T2. Latest of things. Do we even... Okay, so this has DRM, right? I wonder... Oh yeah, could also. Why is this not? What's up? I thought you said you want to play Lego.
Was?
Do you eat this toast, this Knickerboard already? Didn't you want to play Lego?
Daddy, a question. Daddy, is this will be fitting if to be this hold up to my bed, Daddy?
What was your bed?
Will able to trim my bed?
Your bed?
Yeah. Remember when you have moved this thing?
Your
This metal thing.
side panel?
Yeah.
No, that's not for that. That's a very fragile tool for. That's a precision tool for crimping. RJ45 things.
What?
It's not a monkey plier, how the British call it. Yeah, I think that's their name. For look, I can show you. Are you looking?
Yeah.
We go here to Google, actually translate, and we Wasserpumpen, water pump pliers. No, I think that's like monkey plier stuff or whatever.
Show me.
Ja, das setzt Wasserpumpenzange.
Warte mal. Dieses hier wir haben.
Yeah, that's what you meant. But the crimp tool is not a water pump clamp thing. What is that in English? That sounds strange and it's probably not right. Google Translate things of. Oh, this is also not. This sounds strange. So things, T2 update things. No, please stop it with your nose. Like
I cannot.
you can.
No.
Then I bring you to doctor. If you cannot stop this with your nose, you need to go to doctor. I'm serious. So finally, Apple Silicon native things again. Actually, ironically, I had T2 on this, but no, we have it twice. Actually, so the one thing is does start XO. What? GIMP cloud fix. Assertion failed. Oh. Maybe this HX is too old. Like, hey, finally use this stuff. Assertion failed.
What, Daddy? Failed again. Failed again.
Yeah, everything. It's.
Your computer has failed.
No, it didn't fail. It's just bugs everywhere. Whatever you want to do is like bugs. There, by the way, the people who always drumrolled for Apple Silicon Asahi things. What do we even run here now on? Do we even, so 10 CPUs, was it 10 core? But there are not, was it a 10 core? Maybe it was 10 core. Okay, look, this is power CPU part 29. Are the first two efficient? Like, because it has two efficiency cores. Okay, maybe those are two efficiency cores.
Nee. Guck wieder auf den Printer, kleiner.
It's a scanner. Why do you need to play with the scanner all the time?
Miss Daddy?
Yes.
Question. How does this move, Daddy? How is this moving?
It's a paper guide. It guides the paper. Then it goes straight through the scanner.
For little paper, you're going like this, Daddy.
It's like business cards.
Hmm?
Business cards or shopping receipts.
And look, this bit
This
is
is-
for paper.
This is normal DIN A4,
And
ISO A4.
this.
This is for like DIN A5. Like if you have like, usually one doesn't play like this with this edules. Just leave it there and don't touch it all the time. Can you
No,
please stop it? Yes. Can you please stop it now? You know, you play so long until this small scanner is broken in pieces, and then I will be very sad. Yes, control execute. How are you doing today? I just wanted so. Man, making Apple Silicon work. Oof. Can you please stop it now? Yes. Here we need that here. I think it's very console fast and things expose their debug serial over their Type-C ports, the same used for DFI MacBook. That's the rear left. The target machine can be hard rebooted with USB to VDM, making a quick test cycle using USB PD. Detailed things, commands, what you can do with them. If you have two M1, the simple solution, grab Mac VDM to connect. Do we have that? GitHub, Asahi, do we have this already? Okay, binutils, that's... So I don't know what kind of CPU thing what do we clock? What do we clock at? 1 to 9 at what's the max stuff? Be careful with my expensive cables here on the... Please, okay. Finished binutils in 44 seconds. I mean, the one thing maybe more of that. Get 32 gigs. In the meantime, that's slow. In the meantime, that's little. So, we have 4 seconds for Lua. So 44 seconds is actually slower than a Qualcomm X1 Elite, but that's much newer. Slightly slower than Qualcomm X1 Elite. Yeah, I can only say don't really get Apple Silicon like supporting this vendor cursed proprietary stuff. Some totally doesn't really make the most sense. Did we even ever have a hardware listing for this? Mobile Apple 2021. Oh, we had, look, okay, 4830, it's slightly faster right now. At least let's see if it reproduces. What did you find there? What did you find? Are you playing?
This is Melon's toy.
What's Miron's?
Yeah.
And do you switch it back or so?
Yeah. This, have you seen the other plane?
No.
He needs it.
Miron needs this plane. I don't know. You need it. You need to watch.
Maybe he's downstairs.
Yeah,
He's
maybe.
downstairs.
Maybe. Okay, maybe it's the second fastest the second time. Oops. Yeah, so the main thing is booting that and then see if with the latest kernel stuff AGX works. Boot things, Amiga 500 with turbo card, isn't it sweet? No official, the slowest item running. That is amazing. Oh wait, I think I did this wrong. That's amazing. I think someone tested something like that already a while ago, like 5 years ago, some Amiga. Okay, so what gives all right, this is the thing here. This here, right? Mac VDM tool. Do we happen to have that, or belongs to other? Where was it previously? Yeah, that comes when you use a cheap. What? Ada? What? It's not Ada. What? Okay, we did this wrong. No trading slash also. This is somehow not very... This didn't, because it didn't happen natively. This JQ. Maybe we should actually arrow out on JQ, not there. That's probably better. Version, do they have like releases? No release. Release difficult. Branch tags, tagging not easy. What is it? Was it C++? Hello, I had here as selected. So technically, QY is it? Oh, because it's native motion. Looks it's better. It would have worked all the time. How was it? Did it work to get archive? That did work, didn't it? is it going? Medium. IO kit. Wait. Damn it, it's Apple only. Is this like on Mac only? Things. That's unfortunate, man. We have a solution for that.
Nee, dat is een twistje. Wat heeft die kunnen zich again the trousers is a lach?
Can you stop discussing my trousers on live stream? Because open source development doesn't tell the best. I cannot constantly buy new trousers.
Better you taking other trousers. I can catch your poo.
Can you please stop it? Come, please play with Lego. Basically needs macOS to build. Do we have already K plus Darwin here somewhere? No. You need to be careful here with the mic, right? Yeah, not the most helpful here. It's like, okay, so, wonderful. I mean, debugging on, it's kind of not even worth to commit it here.
What worse?
To add this package to all Linux. Package manager. Yeah, basically YOLO. Also, I need to enter password. One second. What do we have here? Things of black things. Was machst du denn hier? Ich muss an der Hand spielen. Das sieht man, das man dann erst mal erstellen. Kannst du den Boden noch aufessen? Bitte. Okay, so that wasn't helpful. Thank you very much. I don't really have a second of those Macs really. Reboot serial. Using. Also, I think this control things are sticky again. Thank you very much. Important node. Things, something like things. DIY Arduino based USB-C. Inflexible USB things, aka centralized scrutinizer. Thank you very much for the thing. Oof. So much to that amazingness. So much to serial console. I mean, yeah, technically I could use a second Mac, I guess. Nice caps lock on. So what did we learn? Yeah, the next problem is if we wanted to have this fully supported, we need to build a 16K page kernel, which we could.
What is a 6-page?
16K.
What is
page
this?
Size. 16K, 16,000. The page size is the granularity of memory management unit of modern computers. Usually that was 4K. Usually some RISC Unix workstations you used 8K or even larger. So you were making 82 for M1 and M2, yeah, for all the Apple Silicon, but it's not as fun as it maybe should be. What do you do here? What do you try to do?
Ihre Leistungs.
They are the same size, yes. Although, let me check. Yeah, this is the same here, 1900.
Okay.
Um.
So I will do photos.
Okay. So was there something I wanted to test, like Firefox? Like, I mean, yeah, KKE didn't, yeah. The question is, do we see here any sign how this did? But the thing is, that's 2 years, it's precisely 2 years ago. The thing is, updating the bootloader is basically, who knows what, basically, how did, like, the thing is, ChatGPT, like AI, is just hallucinating some random nonsense.
Vom Weg los ist sonst. Guck mal, wie unscharf das ist durch das Kamera.
Ja, weiß nicht, vielleicht, weil du musst erstmal. Ja, guck mal, hier gibt's auch Fokussieren, dann hast du. Weiß ich nicht, du musst halt auch aufpassen. Jetzt ist scharf. Du musst hier oben, kannst du halb drücken, dann fokussiert es. Und wenn du so weit reinzoomst, wird es auch unscharf. If you zoom in so much, then it becomes blurry. But this is also why I told you, be careful. If you constantly drop it, you will destroy the optics and other mechanics of the camera. What's that?
I'm watching how many photos I've made.
Ach, you look at the photos. Okay, I guess we can delete the Star Wars movie age guide. Do we have the firmware here? Apple, okay, this here we can. Does it not delete? Hello? It's doing or something? Hello? Deleting, not deleting? Asynchronous UI update difficult? Walking book, yes. That's so frustrating. That's what people don't see, right? Your walking book and then like this Apple Silicon stuff. It's like, nah. Over roughly the last 2 years, handling has evolved from ad hoc extraction mechanism into much cleaner bootloader-centric design. Cool, it has just changed. Yay. Oh, here. Oh, look, this changed. Probably. What's up? That looks... What? Turn the power... Wait, what? Turn the power off and on. What happened? Turn the power off and on again? What did you do?
Sit one round.
But it's... crashed somehow, I don't know. Early installer simply copied the last collection of firmware extracted from everything Asahi firmware. I could later derive pieces needed by drivers. Can you please, this beeping is probably super annoying for my viewers. Can you do the beeping in the other room? So firmware tar with CPU around, the proposed interoperability specification changed significantly. The original stored vendor firmware things and required each OS to unpack or synchronize it.
Something from our car did photos. The wheel and this.
Nice. Contain firmware already arranged in things hacked together with manifest insights archive. Shift to early init loading rather than inventing a custom kernel firmware provider. The preferred boot flow is now EFI, grub, allegedly. Early init vendor firmware CPIO. init rumfs tempfs add request firmware. This lets completely standard kernel interface work while still making firmware available before device program begins. If the bootloader cannot preload the archive, the init rumfs locates the ESP using the chosen system and load vendor firmware CPR. That's of course again worst case. Yeah, I mean, sounds reasonable. This is about approximately what I'm seeing here. I have the 2-year-old Asahi has, the name is different. My name is all_firmware, but otherwise that adds up. But apparently maybe the latest stuff doesn't work for me because it wants this here now. Initially only Broadcom was packaged with Bluetooth USB things planned. The current specification includes at least things. Okay, wonderful. The problem is now that I apparently need to update the bootloader shit again, which 2 years later need to update firmware. Yeah, obviously it makes, but yeah, the things, I mean, sure, everything had to be reinvented, but so far, every 2 years I come back to Asahi Linux stuff, it doesn't work anymore and it's incompatible. That's, yeah, probably approximately the experience you would expect from this, huh? Amazing, right? What does it mean for us? It means the good thing is currently my macOS waits anyway. I would need to now I have only T2 and a Fedora and yeah, and the other is we probably need to rebuild the kernel twice, which for 16K pages for Asahi AGX to have a chance to work. I guess it is what it is. Got to do what you got to do. I mean, we could do the 16K page build thing already. Basically architecture, excuse me, copy or regular copy map 64, package Linux here, package Linux here. So currently that would only be for var in building. Oops. Um, does this work like that?
Ja. Wie lange war dein Livestream?
The live stream is still ongoing. The live stream is still ongoing. You're live on the internet.
How long? Ja. From morning to Mittag?
No, only 2.5 hours.
Ja.
Maybe we don't even need that here. $16K pages. Stop. But you also need to pack everything, you know, you always pack, you're very good at packing things out, and you're not so good at packing things back together, right? And then everything is always full with your Krimskrams.
It's not Krimskrams.
Has this a chance to work? For VAR I asked my audience if it has a chance to work.
Who? You? You, Daddy.
Inject extra version. Only one way to find out, huh? What? So to Linux. Yeah, we will know in like, yeah, building the kernel twice sucks, but I don't think most hardware does 16K pages. Only the very latest hardware, and then even I'm not even sure if the Raspberry Pi 4 or whatever, or 3, like maybe 4 or 5, and like Qualcomm. Maybe, but like also some only do 16.4 maybe, or not 16K pages. Yeah, it's messy. Building it twice, not fun. But what should we do? Like if we don't build at 16K, we don't have Apple AGX acceleration, and if we only build at 16K, it doesn't work on other hardware. So it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. That's the boring Apple Silicon testing live stream of today. Yes, sweetheart.
Is it finished or what?
Yeah, you just interrupt my finishing. Do you not hear that I just say everyone goodbye and good luck?
I'm not here, buddy.
Goodbye and good luck. I hope you enjoyed learning something. Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, that's your pet.
I wonder where the guys are, the boys and girls who wanted this are not here now. They miss all the fun of watching paint dry. See you next time.
Now they call it brilliant. Guess who's getting paid?
Why are you doing this not so long, Daddy?
Come back when you can
Can
pay
you
for
wait?
ads. Okay. Too late
Daddy?
now. You're ringing my
Daddy?
phone. Where were you
Yeah.
when I
Why am I